take a look into the movie. Maybe it's a hidden gem, maybe it's worse than Morbius. Who knows?
Take the chainsaw!
It's morbin time.
There is a film that plagues my existence. I have watched a fair share of bad movies in the cinema, yet only this one has made me generally depressed when I walked out the cinema doors. This film is so devoid of meaning, and it might just be the worst film I've ever sat through. I teased it way back in Not Astartes, so I guess it was about time to tackle Morbius. Given that Madam Web and Craven are set to release this year, and both look like box office bombs already, I guess we should cover this film so I can finally put Morbius back into the coffin he came from. Now you might be asking why I haven't brought up the Venom movies, despite the fact that they also came from Sony. Simply put, I don't think they're bad for the same reasons as Morbius. Tom Hardy steals the show and makes the movies enjoyable, and Venom is able to keep the film engaging as his powers offer the film something to do. Whether he's making Eddie's life a nightmare or able to show off in action scenes, the films have fun with themselves. While the structure, story and acting from others in the film could have been a lot better, I look back at Venom and I think more positively because it was fun. So what the fuck happened with Morbius? Morbius is a much lesser known character from Spider-Man's Rogue Gallery. While I haven't seen all of the endless content Spider-Man has, for me the character has only appeared in two different sources. The 90s animated series and the Spider-Man 3 movie game on the PS2. Spider-Man's best villains are often the ones with close connections to Peter Parker, such as Green Goblin, aka Norman Osborn. But Morbius doesn't really come to mind when you want to show the struggles of being Spider-Man. He's just that vampire he puts down. So I ask you, why was Morbius given a movie? Let's actually sit down and watch this garbage so we can get this over with. So the film starts with this weird pink opening that honestly made me think I was about to watch a film from the 70s. When I think of vampires, I think hot pink is a perfect colour to open with. Jesus Christ, that is haunting. Imagine watching this abomination. Oh wait! So the film starts in Costa Rica's jungle where Morbius... Oh fucking Christ, it's Jared Leto. So Morbius came to the jungle to... I guess find vampire bats. Then the bats come swarming in at the smell of blood. Are you telling me that this weakened man can withstand the swarm, yet these armed mercs are pussying out? Anyway, we then cut to a flashback. Okay then, I guess we're just jumping around time and space today.
The person who was here before was Milo.
No. He was also the new Milo.
Oh, these child actors, Christ. So Morbius makes a friend, and also explains that he along with his new friend nicknamed Milo are sick with some kind of blood disease. Also there's some setup to Milo's hatred towards normal people, I guess. Milo then suddenly leans over to try and find the script. Turns out Milo was actually dying and Morbius saves him with a pen. After saving Milo, Morbius is then suggested to take his intellect to a school for gifted children in New York. He then writes a goodbye note to Milo, only for the world to take it from him and put him in the way of these bullies. What kid just picks up a random paper note off the street? Fucking Jesus, Milo just killed that kid. So Morbius would later go on to become a doctor, and also help develop artificial blood, which the King of Sweden congrats him for. Except the film just cuts off and we're back in New York. What is going on? It's been 10 minutes and we've been to Costa Rica, some coastal town, Sweden, and then New York. All within 10 minutes. Okay, so after time jumping about, we finally find out why the bats were involved. Morbius is mixing DNA between humans and bats. How did he get all of those bats into New York and then into a tube within a public hospital? Also, what hospital just has a giant glass tube in it? Didn't they do this exact thing in the Amazing Spider-Man movie? I love how this doctor shows up and isn't even questioning this tube of bats. Okay, so Morbius goes off to see a now adult Milo, played by Matt Smith. Also, yes, I know Morbius' real name is Michael, I just don't give a shit. Turns out Milo is rich, and with his help, Morbius wants to conduct his cure in international waters because of the legal and ethical issues his cure has. Oh fuck, it's Morbin time. Wow, our main character, everyone. Dude looks like Gollum from that shit game about him. Okay, so the action is underwhelming, but for a film about a vampire, where the hell is all the blood? Like, this dude gets blinded and there's nothing. Then he gets finished off with a slit throat, and still nothing. They even covered his eyes with a hat. After the typical see on the camera what he did moment, Morbius calls an SOS, and then forgets he is an Aquaman and then dies in the ocean. I fucking wish. Okay, so you know that artificial blood from the start of the movie? Turns out it exists, so Morbius doesn't have to drink real blood, because that would be too grim. Are we ripping off Batman Begins now? Also, for some reason, whenever he does anything involving powers, he emits these particles. Why though? Okay, so the eyes are fine and all, but those ears are making me want to vomit. Seriously, what's with the particles? They feel like they are just there to keep the ADHD in me awake.
A few moments later.
Michael.
Wait, the news literally said only Martin survived, so why the hell is Milo wandering around looking for Morbius in the middle of the night? So Milo discovers there is a cure, but is denied because Morbius committed morbin time.
I say get out!
This movie is fucking stupid. So a nurse from the beginning is killed in a hallway with a serious lighting problem. Literally just exists to pretend this movie is horror, except it's not scary because the film has already shown it isn't willing to go all in. But yeah, Morbius assumes he lost control and tries to hide away, only to be confronted by these detectives who have been following him since the boat incident.
I'm sorry. I'm starting to get hungry. You don't want to see me when I'm hungry.
Oh fuck my life, this is a new low. So Milo shows up pretending to be a lawyer and then hints towards having taken the cure, creating another Morbius essentially. So Milo is the villain, who is just the good guy but evil. A trope that nobody likes. Also, this film has an obnoxious amount of slow-mo shots. Then the worst scene in the movie happens. Dude just fucking magic carpets out of the scene. Why though? So once this scene passes, Morbius reunites with Martine, who is also being pursued by the detectives. Wait, when did she leave the hospital?
The nice place that you got here. Oh, I love this movie. Is this the part where the mysterious guy with the hoodie comes in and kicks everybody's asses? I love that part.
What is that line delivery? Who allowed this to pass? Surprisingly, this is the only time I liked Morbius, where he threatens a guy with medical knowledge as he breaks his hand bones. Then he fucking ruins it.
I am Venom.
Oh my god, they actually allowed this. I honestly wish you were Venom at this point. I actually enjoy those films compared to this garbage. Oh fuck, I forgot this scene was in the movie. Okay, so a bar scene happened, then ending with Milo jumping off a building. Then we go to Martine and Milo is there as well. Martine was literally going to go get some gear and Milo is just there being the villain, I guess. Like 5 seconds ago he was just stalking a pub and now he's at Morbius's lab. What is going on with the pacing? So a decent confrontation happens between Milo and his carer Emil, who has been caring for both Morbius and Milo since they were kids. Emil somewhat comes close to helping Milo, but he refuses, simply believing that he favoured Morbius over him. This scene works because both actors are actually trying. Matt Smith has been playing his role with a lot of energy and fun, while Jared Harris has smaller screen time, but is able to come off as a father figure for his acting. Jared Leto, on the other hand, sounds fucking deflated throughout the whole fucking film. And he's the protagonist.
Tell Michael. You tell him I'm gonna kill as many as I want.
I don't think he's telling anyone shit, he's fucking dead, mate. Why did his hair change mid-scene? Also, Milo just gets to Martine and mortally wounds her. Then Morbius drinks her blood. Guess he didn't want to waste the resources. But this does bring us to the final confrontation of Morbius. The epic final confrontation. I hope you're excited, because I'm not. The final fight just sucks, and Morbius just starts getting powers to summon bats. Morbius then kills Milo. Then the film rushes itself to the end because even it's fed up of itself. I'm not joking, like in 20 seconds the film starts to close up, only it's done in the stupidest, and choppiest way possible. Morbius flies away, Martine becomes a vampire for some stupid reason, and the detectives appear with Morbius hugging the camera as the credits roll. Oh, by the way, with this being a Marvel movie, it has an end credit scene that we all love. Except they are the worst end credits I've seen. Vulture, the villain from Spider-Man Homecoming, shows up in a prison cell, then later meets with Morbius in the middle of fucking nowhere. Also, how the fuck did he get his Vulture tech? It used alien technology to construct it in the first place.
Has to do with Spider-Man, I think. I'm still figuring this place out, but I think a bunch of guys like us should team up. Could do some good.
Intriguing.
That was awful. Do a take two. In fact, scrap it. Kill it. Fucking burn it. And the movie is finally over. I tend to be a bit more positive with media I watch, but this film was genuinely painful to get through. Like, the tiny bits of good I mentioned prior are all the way at the last third of the film. There's also this scene. Everything. This movie has no personality. No one cared while making it, and even Matt Smith couldn't make this tolerable. Action is difficult to watch and just painfully bland. Morbius as a character just isn't interesting, and both main characters are practically still waiting to be cut down with how fucking wooden they are. And those end credits are an insult to one of the better MCU films out there. How did this studio make Into the Spider-Verse, then this? This is everything I thought Venom would be before that came out. There is nothing of value here aside from the memes it spawned. This film makes me seriously uninterested in Madam Web and Craven respectively. They will both probably be on par with Morbius in terms of quality and writing. This movie was a waste of time. I do not recommend watching this, even for a joke. I honestly hope it gets retconned because I do not want to see Morbius come back. Also, the trailers for this movie just outright lie, literally because they knew no one would care unless it was tied to the MCU, or Spider-Man. But I guess we can stop talking now because this is the end of the video. So thanks for making it this far. You can check out my other reviews in this playlist. Or you can browse around the channel and see if anything else catches your fancy. Either way, I will see you in the next one.